We delve into the origins of the mobile phones and trace its development over time, leading us to modern-day smartphones. Join me on a journey through the 50 years history of this revolutionary device that has transformed our lives in so many ways. In 1973, Motorola made history by creating the world's first portable cell phone, the Dynatac 8000X. Shaped like a brick and weighed approximately 2.4 pounds, maximum of 30 minutes of talk time, and required a lengthy 10 hours of charging. The cost of this Dynatac phone was $3,995 during the time, which is equivalent to $10,000 in today's money. Nevertheless, the Dynatac 8000X proved to be a crucial step in the evolution of cell phones. In 1983, Motorola brought out the commercially available Dynatac 8000X, and still large, clunky, heavy, and expensive, around $4,000. In 1985, Siemens mobile telephone C1 was introduced and it resembled a briefcase. In 1987, Nokia brought Mobira Cityman 900. Nokia's first mobile phone weighed just 800 grams. In 1987, the same year, the common standard agreed upon was called GSM. In 1988, Samsung created the SH100, its first hand phone, and it was the first officially made and designed mobile phone in Korea. In 1989, Motorola innovated once more and introduced the Motorola Microtrack. In 1992, the significant development was the Nokia 1011, the first GSM or 2G phone to be mass-produced. Also in the same year, the first text message was sent by Neil Papworth at Vodafone's holiday office party. The SMS message said, "Merry Christmas." In 1994, the IBM Simon was introduced and was regarded as the first smartphone in history because it was the first gadget to include apps and a touchscreen. In 1996, the Motorola StarTAC was the first vibrating phone as well as the first clamshell phone being introduced. On this same year, the Nokia Communicator 9000 included a QWERTY keyboard. It was Nokia's first smartphone. In 1997, the Hagenok Global Handy was the first phone to arrive without a discernible external antenna. In 1998, Nokia launched 5110 phone. And the same year, the Siemens S10 was introduced with a color screen. It was a game changer. And the third generation mobile network or 3G introduction was another significant occasion in 1998. In 1999, there were some notable technological advancements in this year. Motorola Timeport was introduced with global compatibility. Nokia released 7110, the first cell phone with WAP browser that allowed users to browse the internet. Samsung released the SPH M100 Uproar that gave the user the option of playing music by fusing the characteristics of a cell phone with an MP3 player. Nokia 5210 was launched with the first cell phone to have a splash-proof cover. And the Benephone ESC was released with the first phone to ever have GPS capability. Also in 1999, the Kyocera VV210 visual phone was released with a front-facing camera. In the year 2000, a mighty phone was born. Nokia 3310 was released and became one of the top-selling smartphones at the time. In 2001, the Ericsson T39 was the first Bluetooth cell phone. In the same year, the Nokia 7650 was released with an integrated camera and the first mass-market Symbian OS phone. In 2002, BlackBerry released the BlackBerry 5810, the new smartphones which provided cellular phone service, wireless email functionality, and internet access, completely revolutionized business communication. In 2005, Casio G-Zone was introduced as the first water-resistant phone capable of withstanding submersion up to 1 meter. In 2007, another legend is born. iPhone 2G was released with a touch-based interface and completely surprised everyone. In 2009, the first Samsung Galaxy phone was launched. Apple released the iPhone 4 and was the first iPhone with a front-facing camera. In 2010, the Samsung Galaxy S was introduced. It was the quickest graphical processing at the time. The Samsung SES R900, the first 4G smartphone, was also released. Apple's iPhone 4S was the first smartphone to include Siri, the first personal digital speech assistant. And in 2012, Samsung released the Galaxy S3, a smartphone with its own personal voice assistant and cutting-edge capabilities like eye tracking. Also in 2012, Nokia Lumia 920 was the first phone to include optical picture stabilization. In 2013, Apple released the iPhone 5S with a fingerprint sensor. In 2014, Samsung unveiled the Galaxy S5, the first smartphone with a heart rate monitor. In 2016, Sony introduced the Xperia XZ, the first smartphone with an HDR display. In 2017, the LG G6 smartphone with Dolby Vision was released. iPhone 8 was the first iPhone to support wireless charging. The higher-end iPhone X with Face Unlock technology or Face ID. In 2018, the Huawei P20 Pro was the first smartphone to feature 3 cameras. In 2019, the first 5G phones and the 5th generation network were both launched. In 2020, the Samsung Galaxy Flip Z 5G was released. The Nokia 9 PureView surpassed the expectation in camera technology by producing a cell phone that has 5 built-in cameras. In 2021, the most notable models was the Apple iPhone 13 series and the Samsung Galaxy S21 series. In 2022, the iPhone 14 series was introduced by Apple with an amazing features such as emergency SOS via satellite services. In the same year, Samsung Galaxy S22 was also released with an enhanced camera system supporting 8K video recording and a super resolution zoom of 30 to 100x for the Ultra model. Also in 2022, Google Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro were released powered by the second generation of Google Tensor chip. In the first and second quarter of 2023, Samsung released the Galaxy S23 series, the Galaxy Z Flip 5, and the Galaxy Z Fold 5 with all the technological innovations. Sony released the Xperia 1V and Google Pixel Fold was also released. With the rapid advancement of mobile technology, it's exciting to imagine what smartphones will look like in the future. In the coming years and beyond, we can expect smartphones to be even more sophisticated, with features that we can only dream of today. With the integration of artificial intelligence, augmented reality, and advanced sensors, smartphones of the future will be able to provide seamless experiences that can anticipate our needs and preferences. The possibilities are endless. And it's exciting to think about how these advancements will change the way we live our lives. Thank you for watching.